What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost and GeeksandGamers.com, and the Los Angeles Lakers got absolutely blown out in a pathetic performance against the Phoenix Suns in the pivotal Game 5. You can see they lost by 30 points, and LeBron James came up incredibly small without his buddy, the other superstar, Anthony Davis, to actually carry the load for the Lakers. LeBron James continues to prove each and every day that he will never be the greatest of all time, and that is disrespectful to even put him in the conversation like they've been trying to do for the past decade, as LeBron James literally gave up on his team. Looked like he had given up the entire game from the start, from tip-off. He looked disinterested. He looked like he didn't want the ball in his hands. He looked like he didn't want to be aggressive because LeBron James is a beta male and he is a bitch. Continues to prove it on and off the court. And not only that, he literally walked off the court with over 5 minutes left in this game, gave up on his team, threw a temper tantrum, and walked in the back room. Didn't even want to be on the court with his team, who he had failed. Disgusting performance from LeBron James. This is from Barstool. Once again, LeBron showed when shit gets tough and doesn't go his way, he's going to throw a temper tantrum and quit on his team. And that's exactly what we saw happen. I'll let you see this little clip from what I saw with over 5 minutes left. Look at LeBron.
Player on this team with the Phoenix Suns is... There goes LeBron walking off the floor with 5 ball club.
Walking off the floor with 5 minutes left. Completely giving up on his team, but quite honestly, he gave up on them well before this. He's already walking back in the locker room, as Barstool says, as Reed says, to get his excuses ready for halftime. LeBron hitting the locker room early to get his excuses ready for his press conference. And, you know, everybody is now making excuses for LeBron James. The media is trying to cover for him. Frank Vogel is saying, well, you know, he need to head back there and start treatment. We need to get him ready for Game 6. LeBron gave up on his team, was throwing a temper tantrum, trying to make a statement like, I don't belong out here with these bums. You can only use that excuse so many times in LeBron James' career. When you look at that roster, when you look at the idea that Montrezl Harrell is getting brought off the bench and playing garbage minutes, like, Montrezl Harrell played big minutes for the Clippers last year, was a big part of what they were doing. But no, he is a fucking complete riding the bench player for them. You look at somebody like Wesley Matthews, who is obviously way past his prime. This is a dude who got $20 million per year contracts. You got one of the Morris brothers on that team, on the bench, getting garbage time minutes. This team is incredibly talented, despite, you know, LeBron James and AD it being very heavy at the top. There's a lot of talent, but no, what does LeBron James do? He quits. He makes excuses. Christ almighty, LeBron, this is why it's impossible to defend him. I'm not talking about his actual game, but this sort of shit. We all know LeBron's a top 2 player of all time. We also know he's a top 2 insufferable player of all time. Boo-hoo, you didn't have Anthony Davis. You still have more help on these Lakers than you did with the Cavs the first time around. You sit on that bench and watch your team get its ass kicked until the buzzer. There are 6 minutes left. Why even sit out there for the entire fourth quarter if you're gonna just throw a temper tantrum? But this is who LeBron is. When shit doesn't go his way, he just quits. He goes and plays in Miami. He tries to be a villain, then gets pissy when people don't like him. He trades people the moment he can in order to bring a friend, and then changes their game completely. See Kevin Love. It's all LeBron's fault too. If he was just normal and not a fraud with this shit, people would appreciate how fucking good he is at basketball, but he can't. He's got to do shit like this, and we all get reminded why we can't stand him. So now, LeBron James' team is on the brink of elimination. Now, if I were a betting man, if they do get AD back, I would probably bet on the Lakers still. If he can come back and be effective, because the Lakers have more experience, that fucking roster is loaded, something that people are missing in this. Everyone wants to go with LeBron James never gets any help. Nah, that bitch gets a ton of help and continues to get a ton of help. But sometimes when he plays a game, he makes other people's games completely irrelevant. That has been the LeBron James theme his entire career. He destroyed Chris Bosh, he destroyed Kevin Love, and he's doing the same thing in LA to all these surrounding pieces who could actually be valuable. LeBron James quit on his team just like he has quit each and every time when the going gets tough. When he doesn't have another big superstar to rely on to make that big shot, to carry the team like Anthony Davis has been doing. LeBron James can make all the excuses he wants in the world. If they get eliminated, man, he is going to get fucking roasted forever. This is the worst playoff series he has ever had. Derrick Rose in 2021 is averaging more points per game than LeBron James in the playoffs right now, because LeBron James is coming up small yet again. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Why is LeBron James always perpetually so bitch made? Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.